Have you ever felt like you don't quite belong? Like you understand people deeply, but no one really understands you? You walk into a room. You sense everything. The energy. The emotions. The tension. But when you try to explain what you feel, words fall short. People look at you, confused. And slowly, you stop explaining. If this feels familiar, you might be an INFJ personality type, often called the rarest personality in T1. World. Deep. Intuitive. Quietly intense. But being rare is not always easy. It can feel isolating. It can feel heavy. It can feel like you're living in a different world. In this video, we'll explore 10 deep reasons why INFJs feel different from everyone. Not broken. Not strange. Just different, in ways most people never notice. 1. You live in two worlds at once. INFJs are deeply connected to reality, but also deeply connected to something unseen. You notice details others ignore. The way someone pauses before speaking. The way silence carries meaning. At the same time, your mind drifts beyond the present. You imagine outcomes. You sense patterns forming. You feel the direction things are moving. This is part of the INFJ personality type. You are not just reacting. You are quietly predicting. You live in the moment, but also ahead of it. This creates a strange dual awareness. One part of you is here, listening, watching, responding. Another part of you is elsewhere, connecting dots, building meaning. It is like living two lives at once. An outer life that people can see, and an inner life that feels more real. Most people stay in the outer world. They focus on what is visible, what is immediate, what is simple. But you go deeper without trying. Your mind searches for hidden meaning. Why did they say that? What do they really feel? Where is this leading? These questions never stop. And because of this, you often feel out of sync. Conversations feel slow. People repeat things you already understood. You nod. You listen. But inside, you are far ahead. This creates a quiet distance. Not loud. Not obvious. But always there. You may smile and engage, yet feel separate at the same time. This is why many INFJs feel different from everyone. Your mind does not stay on the surface. It moves deeper, naturally, constantly. And explaining this is difficult. Because how do you describe something that feels automatic? How do you explain a mind that sees beyond what is said? So you often don't. You keep it inside. And over time, your inner world becomes your safe place. A place where everything connects. A place where things make sense. But also, a place where you are alone. 2. You feel emotions that are not yours. INFJs are often called empaths. But this word only scratches the surface. You don't just understand emotions. You absorb them. This is a defining trait of the INFJ personality type. You walk into a room and feel the atmosphere instantly. No one has to speak. You already know. If the energy is tense, your body tightens. If someone is sad, you feel a quiet heaviness. If someone is anxious, your mind starts racing too. This happens without effort. It is automatic. You don't choose it. And you can't easily turn it off. This is why many INFJs feel emotionally overwhelmed. Because you are not only carrying your own feelings, you are carrying everyone else's too. Sometimes, you leave a conversation feeling drained, even if nothing intense was said. Because beneath the words, you felt everything. This is emotional depth at another level. You listen beyond language. You feel beyond expression. You pick up on what is hidden. And this can be exhausting. There are moments when you feel heavy, but cannot explain why. Moments when your mood shifts, without a clear reason. Often, it is not yours. It belongs to someone else. But your mind and body process it anyway. This creates confusion. Because others don't experience this the same way. They may move through the day unaffected, while you carry invisible weight. They may call you sensitive or emotional, but what they don't see is how much you are holding inside. This is not weakness. It is heightened awareness. It is deep emotional intelligence. But without boundaries, it becomes overwhelming. You may start to withdraw, not because you dislike people, but because you need space. Space to breathe. Space to feel your own emotions again. This is why INFJs need solitude. Not to escape others, but to return to themselves. And this constant emotional absorption is a powerful reason why INFJs feel different from everyone. 3. You crave deep connection, not small talk. INFJs are not interested in surface-level interaction. Small talk feels empty, repetitive, draining. You don't want to talk just to fill silence. You want conversations that mean something. This is a core trait of the INFJ personality type. You want depth. You want honesty. You want real human connection. You are drawn to conversations about life, about purpose, about fear, growth, healing. You want to understand people deeply, what shaped them, what they struggle with, what they dream about at night. These are the things that matter to you. But most conversations stay light. Weather, trends, daily routines. And while these are normal, they don't satisfy you. So you listen quietly. You respond when needed. But inside, you feel disconnected. It is not that you dislike people. It is that you crave something more. Something real. This creates a subtle loneliness. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Because connection, for you, is not about presence. It is about depth. And when depth is missing, something feels incomplete. You may wonder why others seem comfortable with small talk. Why they don't need more. But your mind works differently. Your heart searches for meaning. And until you find it, you feel slightly out of place. INFJs often feel like outsiders in social settings. Not because they don't belong, but because their needs are different. You don't want many connections. You want a few that are real. A few people who truly see you, who understand your inner world. But finding that takes time and patience. So in the meantime, you observe, you wait, you protect your energy, and quietly hope for a connection that feels like home. 4. You see through people easily. INFJs have strong intuition. It is one of their most defining traits. You notice what others overlook. Small shifts in tone, subtle changes in behavior, a smile that doesn't reach the eyes. You pick up on these details instantly. This is part of being a deep thinker and intuitive introvert. You don't just hear words. You feel intentions. You sense when something is not aligned. Even if everything looks normal on the surface. You trust these feelings, even when you can't explain them. And often, you are right. This ability gives you clarity. You understand people quickly, sometimes faster than they understand themselves. But this clarity can feel isolating, because once you see the truth, you cannot ignore it. You notice inconsistency. You notice hidden motives. You notice emotional distance. And it changes how you connect. You may become cautious, slow to trust, careful with your energy, because you see beyond appearances. Others may not understand this. They may think you are overanalyzing, or reading too much into things. But you are simply observing at a deeper level. This awareness creates distance. Not because you want it, but because it happens naturally. You are drawn to authenticity, to honesty, to emotional clarity. And when it is missing, you feel disconnected. This is why INFJs often have a small circle. Because they value depth over quantity. They choose real over easy. And this ability to see through people is both a gift and a burden. It protects you, but it also separates you. And that separation is another reason INFJs feel different. 5. You think deeply about everything. INFJs are deep thinkers. Your mind is rarely quiet. It moves constantly, analyzing, reflecting, connecting. This is a key part of the INFJ personality type. You don't just experience life. You process it. Every detail matters. A simple conversation can stay in your mind for hours. You replay it. You analyze each word, each pause, each tone. You ask yourself questions. Did they mean something more? Was there something unspoken? Did I miss something important? This level of thinking is automatic. You don't choose it. It is how your mind works. Even small moments feel meaningful. A glance, a silence, a shift in energy. You notice it all. And you think about it deeply. This creates mental intensity. Your inner world is active, always searching for understanding. While others move on quickly, you stay with the experience, trying to find clarity, trying to make sense of it. This can be exhausting, because your mind rarely rests. Even when everything is quiet, your thoughts continue. This depth of thinking can feel isolating, because not everyone processes life this way. Others may keep things simple, but simplicity does not satisfy you. You want depth. You want meaning. You want to understand the why behind everything. And this constant reflection makes you feel different from those around you. 6. You struggle to express your inner world. INFJs feel deeply. They think deeply, but expressing it is not easy. Your inner world is complex, layered, full of emotion and insight. This is part of being an intuitive introvert. There is so much happening inside you, but when you try to explain it, the words feel limited, incomplete. You may start speaking, then pause, searching for the right way to say it, but nothing feels accurate. So you stop, you simplify, or you say nothing at all. This creates a gap between what you feel and what others understand. People may see you as quiet, reserved, maybe even distant, but inside, there is so much depth, so much clarity, so much emotion. It just doesn't translate easily. This can be frustrating, because you want to be understood. You want to share your thoughts, but the process feels difficult. So over time, you begin to hold things in. You become selective, careful about what you share, because explaining everything feels exhausting, and sometimes pointless. When you feel that others won't fully understand. This is why many INFJs feel misunderstood, not because they lack insight, but because their insight is hard to express. Their inner world is rich, but often unseen, and living with this gap is another quiet reason INFJs feel different from everyone. 7. You have a strong sense of purpose. INFJs don't just want to exist. You want meaning. You want your life to matter. You think about purpose often. Why you are here. What you are meant to do. How you can help others. This gives your life depth. But it also creates pressure. Because ordinary paths may not feel fulfilling. Routine jobs. Surface-level goals. Empty achievements. They don't satisfy you. You want something real. Something aligned with your values. And when you don't find it, you feel lost. Different. Out of place in a world that seems focused on other things. 8. You give more than you receive. INFJs are natural givers. You listen deeply. Support quietly. Care without limits. You show up for others, again and again. But not everyone does the same for you. And this creates imbalance. You may feel unseen, unappreciated, emotionally drained. But you rarely ask for help. Because you are used to being the strong one, the understanding one, the one who holds space. Over time, this can feel lonely. Because while you are always there for others, you may feel like no one is truly there for you. 9. You need solitude to recharge. INFJs enjoy connection. But you also need space. Time alone is not optional. It is essential. It helps you process emotions, clear your mind, reconnect with yourself. Without it, you feel overwhelmed, drained, disconnected. Others may not understand this. They may think you are distant or antisocial. But in reality, you are protecting your energy. This balance between connection and solitude is delicate, and managing it often makes you feel different from others. 10. You are constantly evolving. INFJs are not static. You are always growing, always reflecting, always trying to become better. You question your beliefs, your actions, your direction. This creates inner change, and sometimes, identity confusion. Because you are not the same person you were before, and you are not yet the person you are becoming. This in-between space can feel strange, unstable, different, but it is also where growth happens. And INFJs live in this space often. So why do INFJs feel different from everyone? Because you see more, feel more, think more deeply, because your inner world is vast, and your outer world often feels limited, because you crave depth. In a world that often prefers simplicity. But being different is not a flaw. It is a quiet strength. It allows you to understand people, to see truth, to create meaning, even when it feels lonely. You are not alone in this experience. There are others like you, quiet thinkers, deep feelers, old souls in a fast world. And maybe, this difference is not something to fix. Maybe it is something to understand, and slowly, learn to embrace. If this resonated with you, you are not strange. You are simply an INFJ. And your way of seeing the world is rare for a reason.